in Stoic Men Tribe. Today we're tapping into a powerful truth, a moment of inner strength, sharp clarity, and timeless wisdom. Don't skip any part of this video. Share your thoughts in the comment. Please do us a favor by hitting the subscribe button, like, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. There are seasons in life that arrive uninvited, where nothing seems to make sense, where the ground beneath you shifts without warning, and everything that once felt solid begins to crumble in your hands. Plans dissolve, relationships change, identities fracture. It feels like loss. It feels like failure. It feels like everything you've built is breaking down around you. But pause. Breathe. Look deeper. What if the collapse is not the end, but the beginning of a higher, unseen order taking shape? What if what you call falling apart is actually life reorganizing itself for your awakening? If this resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We rarely recognize transformation when we're in the middle of it. A caterpillar doesn't know it's becoming a butterfly. It only knows that its old skin no longer fits. A tree doesn't grieve the fall of its leaves in autumn. It trusts the promise of spring that follows every surrender. The truth is, growth often comes disguised as chaos, and evolution always asks us to let go of comfort before it offers clarity. The signs are there, subtle, persistent, buried within discomfort. A quiet discontent with the familiar, a stirring in the soul that refuses to be silenced. A question that keeps returning: what if this is not the end, but the edge of something greater? As the philosopher Søren Kierkegaard once said, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. You may not understand it now, but one day you'll look back and see. This moment of unraveling was the precise thread that led you to your becoming. So if it feels like everything is falling apart, maybe, just maybe, everything is finally falling into place. Here are 10 signs you are about to begin the best stage of your life, and you might not even know it yet. 1. You feel lost, unanchored, disconnected from the people, the places, the plans that once held meaning. But here's the twist. You're not panicking. You're not rushing to fix it. You're allowing it. Because deep inside, something whispers, this confusion has purpose. The best stages of your life don't begin when everything is figured out. They begin when you stop pretending that you already know the answers. 2. The urge to cling is fading. To old identities, to toxic relationships, to expired dreams that used to define you. You're not angry. You're just done. It feels like grief, but it's actually release. You're not giving up. You're clearing space, and the best things in life need space to arrive. 3. The people you once felt at home with. They suddenly drain you. The routines that used to soothe you, now they bore you. Even your favorite places feel small. This discomfort isn't judgment, it's growth. You're outgrowing what no longer reflects who you're becoming. And that's sacred. You've had a few dreams lately, 4, maybe more, that don't feel like ordinary fragments of sleep. They come with a strange clarity, leaving behind the feeling that they mean something. They don't shout their purpose, but they linger in your memory like subtle signs. In these dreams, there's a sense of movement, of meeting people, crossing paths, arriving at moments that seem too intentional to be dismissed as random. Maybe they're not dreams at all, but messengers disguised in the quiet language of symbols. You wake up and something in you shifts, as if part of your soul is paying attention now in ways it wasn't before. Lately, life feels like a collection of gentle, perfectly timed nudges. You keep finding yourself in the right place, at the right time, bumping into people, or ideas, or opportunities that seem tailor-made for the version of you that's just beginning to emerge. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It doesn't come with lightning bolts or applause. But it's unmistakable. Something in the rhythm of your days is different. There's a quiet choreography unfolding. And even if you don't understand the dance yet, you can feel yourself moving in time with it. You begin to notice how the universe speaks, not in booming declarations, but in the hush between moments. In a lyric that hits differently, in a conversation that loops back to an unspoken truth, in the way the sunlight lands on your skin at just the right moment, reminding you to breathe. The signs are subtle, but they're there, soft as whispers. This isn't random. This isn't luck. This isn't some arbitrary coincidence. This is confirmation. This is alignment. This is what it feels like when your path begins to glow quietly under your feet, before you even realize you've taken the first step. Even without telling anyone, you've changed. There's a shift happening deep within, a quiet, internal rearranging. The goals you once chased with urgency now feel different. You don't feel the same need to impress, to be seen, to be everywhere all at once. There's something more honest calling to you now. You crave peace more than attention. Silence over noise, stillness over speed, connection over validation, meaning over performance. You haven't made a grand announcement about this shift. You haven't posted about it. You haven't needed to, because this change isn't for show, it's for you. And you feel it. You feel it in your chest, in your spine, in the spaces where anxiety used to live. You feel a kind of lightness that's hard to explain, as though by choosing what aligns with your soul rather than your ego, you've set something down that was never really yours to carry. Every time you make a different choice, a slower one, a kinder one, a braver one, you feel the new version of you stepping forward. Quietly, steadily, with grace. No fanfare, no drama. Just the deep knowing that you're being led, that something bigger is holding your hand, even if you can't name it yet. And maybe that's what becoming truly aligned feels like. Not a grand awakening, but 1,000 tiny yeses whispered across the days. A gentle surrender to who you were always meant to be. 6. There was a time, maybe not too long ago, when saying no felt like a kind of failure, or worse, a betrayal. You worried that it made you selfish, difficult, or cold. You used to contort yourself into uncomfortable shapes just to accommodate everyone else's comfort. You'd explain, justify, apologize for drawing even the softest boundary, as if your needs required permission or an apology. But something has shifted. Now, no doesn't feel like a rejection of others. It feels like a reclamation of yourself. It's no longer a wall. It's a door that you choose when peace is on the other side. Saying no is no longer about pushing people away. It's about keeping your energy from leaking into places it was never meant to go. You've stopped narrating your boundaries to make them digestible for others. You're done softening your truth to avoid discomfort. You've realized that your time, your presence, your love, they are not unlimited resources to be freely distributed just because someone asks nicely. You don't explain your peace anymore. You just protect it. And the chaos? The endless invitations to drama, urgency, obligation masked as loyalty. You're no longer answering the call. You don't romanticize the emotional roller coasters anymore. You've recognized that healing often looks like boredom to the unhealed. But to you, it looks like stability, clarity, freedom. You finally understand that access to you is a privilege, not a guarantee. And your energy is not a public utility. It's sacred ground. It's something you've worked hard to refine and raise. You're allowed to guard it with intention. You're allowed to rest without guilt. You're allowed to walk away without guilt. You're allowed to choose yourself again and again. Because here's the truth no one taught you soon enough. The best chapter of your life. 9. There's a quiet restlessness moving through you lately. Not the kind born of boredom, but the kind that stirs something ancient inside. A pull, a nudge, a whisper that keeps showing up in the stillness, gently urging you toward the act of creation. You want to write, not for praise, not for publication, but to feel your inner world spill onto the page, raw and unfiltered. You want to dance, not as a performance, but as liberation, as a release for all the unspoken emotion that lives in your bones. You want to speak truths that have been sitting in your throat for too long. You want to paint just to witness color become form. You want to build something, anything, that didn't exist before. Something that carries your fingerprints and your fire. You don't need an audience. You don't need a stage or validation or applause. You just need space. Because what you're longing for isn't just a hobby. It isn't about producing something useful or perfect. It's about answering a call from the deepest part of your being. A call to express what words alone can't hold. To bring forth something real and true from the quiet chambers of your spirit. It doesn't matter if it's messy or unfinished or never shared with another soul. The sacredness is in the doing, not the outcome. This isn't random. It's not a phase. It's not a distraction. This is transformation beginning to take form through your hands. This is your inner world knocking on the door of the physical one, asking to be made visible, to be shaped, to be given life. This is the language of the soul. When your spirit starts creating, not out of obligation or ambition, but from a deep, untamable need, it's a sign that something within you is waking up, that an old cycle is ending, that a new version of you is rising. Creation, in this sense, is not just a pastime. It's a signal, a soul-deep announcement that a new era is trying to make its way into your life. And like all sacred births, it starts in the quiet. No big declarations, no grand announcements, just a brush to canvas, a pen to page, a note hummed into an empty room, a design scribbled on the back of a receipt, a whispered yes to the pull of something unknown but deeply familiar. You're not creating to impress. You're creating to become. Each act of expression is a doorway. Each project, no matter how small, is a prayer, a bridge between who you've been and who you're becoming. You don't need to be good at it. You just need to be willing. Because when you create from the soul, you align with something beyond ego or expectation. You align with the very pulse of life itself. So go ahead. Write the words that only you can write. Dance like your body remembers how to move joy through space. Speak like your truth has never been silenced. Build like the world is waiting for your blueprint. Paint like the colors have been aching to spill through your hands. Do it all without permission, without apology. Because this isn't a random urge. This is initiation. And every time you create, you are announcing to the universe, without even realizing it, a new chapter has begun. A new self is emerging. And I am ready now. Then you've stopped wrestling the wind. You don't need the timeline to go your way anymore. You've started to trust that what is meant for you will not miss you. You are softening. You are surrendering. You are allowing life to unfold. And that's exactly how it begins. The best stage of your life, with deep, radical trust. If these signs have begun to show up in your life, even quietly, even faintly, don't turn away. Don't brush them off as coincidence or wishful thinking. They are not accidents. They are invitations, whispers from the soul, signals from the deeper part of you that already knows. You're on the edge of something important, something irreversible, something sacred. This is not a breakdown. This is not a detour. This is not the end of the road. This is the threshold, the moment just before rebirth, the stillness before momentum, the darkness before light. You are not falling apart. You are shedding. You are being carved open so more of your light can be revealed. Like stone being sculpted into something divine, what's being chipped away wasn't the masterpiece. It was just the excess, the untrue, the outdated.